They tell us Thanksgiving began with peace, gratitude, and a shared feast between two peoples. But what if I told you the real story is much darker? A story of survival born from suffering and a friendship that would end in tragedy. It all began in the year 1621. The Pilgrims, weary, starving, and half dead after a brutal winter, had finally managed to grow their first harvest. Their survival wasn't by chance. It was only possible because of the Wampanoag people, the native tribe who had shown them how to plant corn, fish, and endure the harsh New England land. Without them, the Pilgrims would have perished. So when autumn came, the settlers decided to celebrate. They invited their native allies to a great three-day feast, what we now call the first Thanksgiving. For those few days, there was laughter, food, and peace. But beneath the surface, something else was brewing. The land on which they ate together had already seen tragedy. Years before the Pilgrims arrived, deadly diseases carried by earlier European explorers had swept across the continent. Villages were empty, families gone. Nearly 9 out of every 10 Native Americans in the region were already dead, long before the first Pilgrim even set foot on American soil. To the Pilgrims, this seemed like divine providence, a cleared land ready for settlement. But to the Wampanoag, it was a land of ghosts. They saw the newcomers not as enemies, but as possible allies, a chance to rebuild after unimaginable loss. For a brief moment, there was hope, but peace is fragile. Over the next 50 years, more ships arrived, more settlers, more hunger for land, and more betrayal. The descendants of those who once feasted together would soon fight one another in a bloody conflict known as King Philip's War, one of the deadliest wars in early American history. Entire villages were burned, thousands died, and the Wampanoag people who had once saved the Pilgrims were nearly wiped out. So when we gather today to celebrate Thanksgiving, we remember a story told through smiles and feasts, but built on the pain of those who came before. It wasn't just a meal, it was a fragile truce between two worlds, one that could not last. History isn't always what we're taught in school. Sometimes behind the warmth of tradition lies the cold truth of survival, loss, and the price of a new world. And that is the harsh reality of the first Thanksgiving. If you want to uncover more untold truths of American history, stories hidden beneath centuries of myth, subscribe now and join us as we reveal the past, one truth at a time.